Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back. And today we're on week 16 of Roxy's Weekly Challenge. And we're making paper bags using scrapbook paper scraps, which I was really pleased to see that because I have scrapbook paper scraps for days. I did 12 years of scrapbooking. And I have so much scrapbook paper, as many scraps as I have whole sheets, because I've been trying to work my way through the whole sheets, using them for masterboards and various things. But the more you use them, the more you make more scraps, and I have a load. So I pulled out some ones that I thought would work and that I like. And we'll just make a start. And I have got a pile of digitals as well to go to wrap around them. So if you've seen her, or if you haven't seen her video, this is going to be the back piece of the paper bag, and then we're going to wrap around a digital sheet to coordinate with it for the front page. Now, and obviously this is going to be way too big, so I'm going to cut mine to whatever size seems to make sense. Some of them are too long, some of them are too wide. I don't think any of my pieces are quite the right size. She seemed to have a load of pieces that just with perfect size, but I don't think that's the case for me. That's fine, because it's not going to take a moment to cut them to the size that I want. So I'm going to start with this piece. This is a piece of Blue Fern Studio paper. I have very little of this now. It's quite precious because I was only able to get a very small amount over here because it's quite difficult to get hold of. And I have used it a few times. So I'm down to my scraps. But it's very thick, so where she tore across the top of hers to give the rough edge, I think I should use my little scissors like this for the top, because it won't tear. Basically, it's too thick to tear. But I want this to be about 4.5. This one is going to be on my. I think it's going to be the basis for my ballet journal. It's the right colours. It's got all the pretty pink and a bit of green in it, which is not that we're going to see much of that because it will mostly get covered. Right, so I'm going to cut across the top first. So now I can cut it to the length that I want, and I want it at about 6 inches, I think. Oh, where did I do my pencil? I think I lent it to Alyssa, and it's still downstairs. Just a moment, I need a pencil. Yep, I knew I had some more in here somewhere. Right, so I'm just going to mark that at about 6 inches, just because I know now what kind of journal I'm going to do. So this will need to be a good size, I think, to go on a page. Where are we? There's the 6 inches. Okay. Create more scraps. Doesn't matter what you do, just make more scraps. So that's going to be, that's that one. And now we've got a whole load that I'm not so sure where they're going to go. This one could well be, I don't know. So that's about 4 3/4. So that's quite wide, actually. It's a bit wider than that. I think it'll be okay, because if it's going to be on the page's pocket, oh, I don't need to do that, do I? I'm going to tear it. Oh, in that case, that'll be the bottom. No, I'm not going to waste that. I'm going to use that, because then that would be, I can use that for something else where this will actually show. So, so I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to tear this at its best, for its best use. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, so this will take a little longer, because I'm having to cut all mine to size. So I've got a whole load, the full 12-inch height. There a little bit. So I'm going to have to cut them down, but they're not bad for width. Quite big, actually. I'll keep the one, but I may make some of them a bit narrower. That's my leftovers. I mean, I could do one with that, but I don't want to lose that. So this one, the only reason I've picked this one out is because it's got the, it'd be good to use for writing on the back, so you don't have to, it could be used in a pocket rather than as a pocket. And I wouldn't have to worry about covering it or anything. Not that I'm planning to cover any of them, because most of them I will use as a pocket, but if there is an obvious writing space on the back, I might make them small enough to go in a pocket. So this is 4 inches wide. I'm going to make it a little shorter. I'm going to make it a little narrower, because I don't want it to be too huge if it's going in a pocket. Well, I suppose it could be clipped to a page, couldn't I? It could be clipped onto a page, we'll see. Who knows where it will be used, but I still think it's a bit long, as it's a bit narrow. Oh no, that's not what I mean to do, is it? I've got to tear it. So I'm going to tear it down. Oh no, that's the top. Tear it down a bit so it looks a bit more in proportion with its width. Got that one. So what else have I got? To keep the scraps out of the way. If I take too long on this, I won't have time to finish them, will I? So I've got this piece that needs a bit of finish using up, doesn't it? I just cut it to about 6-ish. Right, this one's gone a bit strange as well. Try the inking method for covering up all the rubbish cutting. It looks rough. It's meant to look rough. It's a paper bag. That's that one. Oh, there we go. I've got so many papers here, it's hard to know which ones to use. Could I use that one for anything? I've already got one for my ballet journal, haven't I? So maybe not that one. What else can I use? I need to just go for it, don't I? Don't know about that one. Oh, that's rather lovely, isn't it? Okay. How wide are we? About 4 3/4 again. They're all about that size, aren't they? 4 3/4, right. Okay, I'm going to cut it across the top. This could work on my next Moroccan journey because it's got the purple. So if I can keep most of the purple on display, the rest of it will get covered up anyway. That would work rather well, wouldn't it? So let's cut that to about 5.5-ish. No idea. And actually that would make one as well. Ooh, and that side. Oh, this is going to be tricky to choose. Which side do I use? I love this as well. It's a bit wide. I think it's a little wide. And this one, just a little wide. So I'm going to cut it down to, I think, 4 1/4. is a better width. I'm going to do this one as well. These papers are gorgeous. I think this might be from the backing paper set that I bought, I think. So I'm going to cut that to there. I know it seems a shame to cut just such a small piece off, but I just felt it was a little bit wide. And then I'm going to try this again, because I don't think tearing is going to make it any better. Okay, that's lovely. Mind you, it seems such a shame to cover it up, doesn't it? Whether I'll be able to when the time comes. Let's see if I can find some that are a bit a bit plainer, but I won't mind covering up so much. Like this one. Don't know which way that's meant to go. Maybe that way. Oh, gosh, that's also gorgeous, isn't it? Oh, no. Can't do it. Can't do it. This one, I'll cut down, make this a bit smaller, I think. Okay. Oh gosh, that's very, well, that isn't very straight at all. Okay, let's see if I can do a better job. That's better. Goodness gracious. Okay, got this piece. No, that piece a better size. Just do that just as it is, I think. That's going to be too thick to tear. I'm going to have to start putting some of these with some papers now, aren't I? Otherwise I'm never going to get that far. I feel the need to ink all the ones that I've used my scissors on, because they're not very good at cutting the card, it turns out. But you ink them up and it's not too bad. Okay. Now, I've got loads more here. I think I'm going to have to do a video just using up some of my scrapbook paper scraps, because some of them are so gorgeous. I feel the need to do something with them. As I may not be able to do Roxy's Weekly Challenge next week because I'm away for the weekend, and that's when I always do it. We're going on Friday, we're coming back Tuesday, and I usually do them for uploading on Wednesday, so I just won't have time to do it. So what I might try and do before I go is pop another video in, or reorganise my schedule so I've got something up on the Wednesday, but it just won't be Roxy's Weekly Challenge. Yeah, so let's start with the ones we know we might use. We're going to use. And that was this one to start with. And I want to use some paper that will coordinate with my... Just try and get them out of the packet, out the folder. Here we go. I've got these. These are by Shabby Dabby Doodah. They're called Muted Green and Blue Lace. In fact, those two look exactly the same, so there's no point in pulling both of those out. I was trying to give myself a bit of a choice as to what would go best with the pink. I think, because there is green in the kit as well as pink, so I'm going to use this piece. And so I'm just going to tear off the edge. And then it needs enough to wrap around. There off the other side. And we'll get rid of that. So it needs to be folded over and enough to wrap around at the bottom. So we'll just take that piece off. So that's our first piece. So we'll do it the way she did, and bit by bit. Yeah, I'm going to struggle with this one because I think it's too beautiful to cover up. But I probably have more of it, actually. So don't be so silly, woman. I think I've got another pack of that. You can't be precious about these things. You have to use them. But I just didn't like covering it up. That was the problem. Now, did I have... I pulled out a piece of paper that I was planning to use for this one, because this is my Moroccan journal. Yep, I think that will be okay on there. So take that off. So we've had we had a full day yesterday with our little grandson and our daughter. They came over. We usually go to them, but they came to us yesterday, which was really lovely. They were here all day. And he was in such lovely form. He always is, actually. He's such a happy little boy. And, well, we had a lovely time with him. We really did. He's sitting up now, pretty much without support, although we always still like to put something behind him or sit behind him. One of us sits behind him in case he forgets himself and keels over backwards, which he does occasionally. Or sideways. He's quite good at catching himself if he falls sideways, so we don't worry about that so much. But backwards, he you know, you don't want him to go clunk on the floor, even though it's got a nice thick rug on the floor. So yeah, that was so lovely. He seems to really enjoy it. And then he, just as they were leaving, so Hannah was just carrying him and just came over to say goodbye, and he just leaned towards me and into me as if he wanted a hug goodbye. It was so sweet. It was lovely. Bless him. He's a dear little soul. Yeah, and then tomorrow it's our granddaughter's birthday, and we're going to go and spend the day over there, and that will be delightful because she'll be so excited. Right. Let's see if I can find some papers that will go with this, now that I've picked it out. So, where would that go? Maybe not. I've got quite a selection of lovely Roxy's Weekly Roxy Creations papers here. That one would work really nicely. Yep. I keep hiding my ruler from myself. I can't believe I can't get out of that habit of just laying it where I'm then going to cover it up. And that was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Yep. Yeah, so that's what we're going to spend the day with Alyssa, and the rest of the family are going to be there as well. And her aunt and her cousin from her dad's side. And her cousin is just a few months older than her, and she loves him to bits. And he's going to be going over today with his mum, because they've got a bit further to travel than the rest of us. So they're going. He's going to her party this afternoon, which is with all her school friends, and then he and his mum are sleeping over. And she was so excited about that when we saw her on Thursday. Because we now go and pick her up on Thursdays for this term instead of Wednesdays, which was our usual day. And she was really, really excited about Luca coming to sleep over. That was so sweet. She does love him, and they get on really well. They'll have to play together. So that'd be fun. And then we're off to Norfolk next weekend. We go there fairly regularly, as you know, I've mentioned it many times, with our very good friends. But we always stay somewhere different. No, that's right, I did that one. Richard does not like staying the same place twice. I'd be quite happy to go back to some of the places we've stayed at before, but nope. Nope. We're not going there. We've been there once. I can put that so I've got that flower there, I think. So I like that, it goes really well with the background. So I should just tear that down here. This is a freebie from Artie Mays, this paper. It's lovely. There's a few of them. Right in the early days when I first started junk journaling, I managed to find a couple of sets of free papers from different people. So Artie Mays did some, and a lady called Penny Rose, or a website called Etsy shop Penny Rose, they did a whole bunch of freebies. And so they were kind of my starting point before I really started buying digitals and know what I was doing. I started with a few free papers, and these ones I think were lovely. So it's going to fold over at the top. So I'll just tear a bit off the bottom. How are we doing? I'm going to have to get cracking. How many have I done? Maybe one more. Maybe that one, because it's fairly neutral, so I can put anything on it. And I love this paper by Roxy Creations, so I think that's going to go on there. I do love it. And then that bird can go on there, and I've got it. I don't have to do much decoration then, do I? Whoop. No, I can't tear that way. Why am I even trying? And so I do it the other way around so I can tear properly. Don't want to lose too much of the bird's tail. And that way. So take a bit off the bottom, but I don't want to lose the bird, so take that off, and then I can wrap this bit around. Whoops. Oops. Why don't I just cut it and make life simpler for myself? It's such a narrow piece to try and tear off. Okay. So allowing for some wraparound. It's pretty much going to be, yeah, that piece is probably going to be long enough. Right there. Okay, enough. I think the other pieces will have to go in my pile of scrapbook paper to be dealt with. So now we just fold the top over just to reinforce it. And that will go there. Now she did use paper clips to hold them all in place, or she used probably bulldog clips, but I'm going to use paper clips. See if they're big enough. Are they big enough? Some of them are. So it needs to be not too low down, about there. And it's a bit central. And fold round each side. Okay, that's that one, just doing the folding, so I will speed this section up, otherwise we'll be here all day. Right, so they're all folded around, and the next job now is to take all the corners off, all those corners, just to, so that they, and mitre them, so that they can all wrap around without getting too bulky. And I will also glue down the tops, so I don't get mixed up with it between the top and the bottom, because that would be easy to do. Right, so now we now need to start gluing the pockets to the backs. So, well, yeah, that was meant to hold it in place, but I need to put it where it needs to be. Line it up again with my folds, like that. That should hold it. I think I need to take it up a bit further, actually. That's it. And then we'll just wrap around. I made it little. I made it a bit high. No, it's okay. And that one. Right, that one. Take that off. So they're inked at the top. I inked them all because I like that look of defining the top of the pocket. Oh, and there's one last thing we have to do on these. I might as well do them all in one go. And that's just to clip the corners. More little pieces to clear off my desk. There we go. And that's the pocket. That's not going to need a lot of decorating. I think that's gorgeous. Love that one. Okay, this one, I was a bit sad when after I'd done folded the top and the bottom and all around, I looked at it and I thought, I've lost most of the beautiful flowers at the bottom. But once I'd folded it, if I moved it up again, which I was thinking about doing, I folded this a bit further. So this, I didn't need to have this quite so folded. But I thought it wouldn't look right once I'd folded it. It was too late, so I was a bit sad about that. But I'll have to put something pretty up here so that you don't notice, or I don't notice. I'm not so happy with how I did that. Right, so one change of battery and a coughing fit later. Yeah, I'm still coughing. It always lingers, but it's just now and again. We're just going to finish these off now. I've only made 5. It felt like I was making more, but I think it was just a bit of an illusion. I think I prepared more scrapbook papers, but didn't actually get more than 5 finished or completed. So these are the 5, and I think they're really pretty. I love them, and I might do some more in another video because I really like these. So let's make a start and just decorate some of them. And I have forgotten to trim the corners, so I'll do that as I go along as well. In fact, I'll do them all, because like before, I kind of just get cracking on something else and then I forget to do that bit. So I'm just going to trim all the corners and then they're all ready to go, ready to decorate. Right, so let's do the ones we know are for specific journals, and that's this one and this one. So the others I think I'll just decorate as I see fit as I go along. This one is for my next Moroccan journal, which is the pink and purple version, but it'll be different to the one I've been working on. I think that's going to be the paper bag stroke envelope style journal. I'm not sure quite how that's going to pan out, but we'll see when we get to it. But in the meantime, I thought I might as well start making some ephemera for it, because I've certainly got enough pockets, I'm pretty sure, for my current Moroccan journal. So why not start making some ahead for the next one? So I've got a few of my fabrics pulled out. So I have fabrics in each colourway for each journal. So I've got a few bits here that I've just pulled out. I had loads more, but they kind of might work for what I want to do. Let's put this aside over here. And in here I've got some pieces of ephemera to go with this journal. They're not necessarily all in matching colours to the colour scheme I'm working on, but what I did was I took all the ephemera right at the beginning, cut it all up, and split it into the 3 lots, into the 3 journals. So even though the colours may not be completely matching the background of the theme of the journal, or the colour theme, should I say, of that journal, I got them as close as I could, and I just wanted to make sure I had different ones for each journal, so that there wasn't too much overlap. So, as this one, these pieces have got some pink flowers in. I picked all the ones that in this sort of idea, and I can never turn which way around it is. It's that way around. I keep thinking it's upside down, but actually I have to go by the little lantern that's right there, and it's hanging down. You won't have a lantern hanging upwards, going upwards, I'm sure. So I'll just cut around this because I like this piece. I think the colours actually do pull in. There's some blue and some bits of turquoise there as well as the slightly more purpley ones. I think the first journal, the colours really were easy to put together because there were so many more papers and ephemera in that colourway. And these second 2 were a bit more challenging to find something that would go to work together, but I think this works quite well on here. I had thought about using this piece. Now this it's meant to be this colour, that's upside down, but I think it was just as my cartridge, my ink cartridge was running out, so half of it's gone purple. And I thought, well, actually, that would work quite well. But I realised it's not only is it upside down, I'm not sure that it quite works on here anyway. And then I thought about maybe using some of these to back this piece. So I'm going to use, I think, one of those instead. So I've got a few that I thought I might be able to just put behind that would bring it together. And I'm not sure which is going to look best. So that one just kind of pulls in this little bit of colour up here. And then I've got this one, which is more of a purple. But I think it should go that way, and I'm not sure it's tall enough. Maybe it is. That would go quite well on here, bringing in that purple. So I'm tempted to use that. I think I like that one more than this one. Got this one, which I also quite like. It's really quite hard to choose because I think they all work pretty well with the colour scheme. It's almost taking away from this, I think. It's so bold. So maybe not. And I've got this piece, well, for some reason, will not lay straight. And I don't know why it's all curling up, because it's going to be tricky to... And I do have a feeling that the colour might be quite good. It's a slightly kind of purpley pinky colour, which might be quite good on here if I can ever get it to lie straight. That might work quite well, and it's a little bit more muted than the one I've just tried. I do like this. It's just going to be interesting to try and get it to lie flat, but I think I like that one. Do I want it to go and make it a bit longer? Make it go that way, maybe. Come on, lie flat, you silly fabric. You're making life difficult for me. Okay, so that one, yeah, I think it needs to be that bit longer, so I'm going to cut it down. I think about here. Just cut a piece off the side. Try and cut it straight. Not easy when it's curling on you. Right. That piece can be used again. I think I'm going to put that there. So we'll try and see. I wonder if the Fabri-Tac will come out to play today. Right, so the Fabri-Tac is not playing with me. Or as my daughter used to say, it's being smelly. She always used to say that about things that annoyed her. It's just being smelly. So, the Fabri-Tac's being smelly today. And that doesn't mean it actually smells. Doesn't really. Or if it did, I probably couldn't tell because I've got a bunged up nose, but it doesn't really smell that bad. But that used to make me chuckle that. It's being smelly. I don't know if she still says that. I think if she did, Alyssa would be saying it too, because she'd have picked it up. She picks up a lot of things from her mum. She does a very good impression of her mum doing the look when she's been naughty, and her mum just sort of looks at her, and then Alyssa does a very good impersonation of that. She's a little tinker. There we are. This little fabric glue is actually doing rather well. I'm quite impressed with it. Much easier to use than Fabri-Tac. And I can just get it from Hobbycraft, which is a real bonus. I'm not convinced that's entirely straight, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to trim off some of these little stringy bits, these little goldy bits that seem to have pulled off a little bit. Yep, I don't mind the fraying. Right, and then I'm just going to ink around this. Make sure there's no white bits showing. And make sure I get it the right way up. Yeah, that's going to go on there. And I'll use this again because it's going to be sticking, half of it will be sticking onto the fabric. Oh, upside down. I just keep having to look at the lamp because otherwise you just can't tell. Yeah. There we are. So that's one. Oh, I just want to ink around this top, get rid of all the white. And this one is ready to go in my next Moroccan journal. So I'm really pleased with that. And this one is going to be, let's get rid of these fabrics, don't need these now. This one will be for my ballet journal. And I have been fussy cutting some of the ephemera pieces from the Stamperia paper pad that I'm going to use. And this piece was, oh no, it's going to be too big. I've got a couple of ballerinas. And I don't know where the other one's gone. She's on here, in here somewhere. I haven't cut these bits out yet, but that will come. I don't know whether I'll use the cello, it looks like. Okay, there's her. Now, is she going to fit? Otherwise, I'll have to find something else. I'm sad she's not going to fit, but she's huge, and she's absolutely beautiful, but she'll go on something. I'll have to make a journal card big enough to take her, won't I? Now, I wonder if I can squeeze her on there somehow. It'd be a shame to trim her at all, wouldn't it? She really needs to go like that, I think. Maybe I could just about squeeze her on. Maybe just trim off this little bit of her dress would be just about okay. So I think she needs a little bit of lace or something behind her. Pulled out a few options. I don't know if any of them will work. I did a fairly big piece. Down the side. That's very pretty. Or across the bottom. Again. Yeah, I think maybe that way round would be quite nice, and then I can put a label up the top here. Should just trim that up the side, and I'm going to trim this edge off. She can go on there. I don't want to lose her feet. I'm just going to have to lose a little bit of her dress. just check if the Fabri-Tac did decide to come out to play, but no, does not want to. So I'm going to stick with this. I think I've just about managed to squeeze her all on. I think that'd be okay. Lovely. And then I have got a few stamped ballet words. No. I was going to do something like ballerina. Have I even done a ballerina? Poised, beautiful. Did I actually do a ballerina? I wonder if I did. I have so many words here. I might just stick with beautiful. Well, I've done beautiful a few times. She's beautiful. Gosh, I did loads, didn't I? Don't tell me I didn't do the word ballerina. That would be very annoying. But I don't think I did. Nope. I'm going to have to do that, aren't I? I'm going to have to stamp ballerina a couple of times because that's just daft. That's just daft. Not to have elegant. Dancer. We've got dancer. That will do. Yep. I'm going to go back and stamp myself a couple of ballerinas. No, bring it down a bit. Alright, so that's the ballet journal. Gorgeous, love that. Okay, this one is beautiful and I'm just going to give it a label. That's all it needs. Can I find what I'm looking for? That's the question. Maybe. Oh, sorry, that's a bit big. Don't want them that big. Trying for something in the right colour. Might be okay once it's been inked. Yeah, okay, that'll do. I don't want anything that will detract from the bird. Just need a little finishing touch up there. Right, lovely. What else do we need? Let's have a look at this one. I don't know how the time is going on this. I shall probably be doing a lot of editing and speeding up, so I'm hoping I've left myself enough time to finish these last couple. He's taking my eye because he works quite well. He's floating around in there, up there though, isn't he? A bit. I might have to. Could he be perched on there? Not quite right. I have this boy who's in flight, but he's way too big. Don't know, maybe a butterfly would be better because they're just not looking right in the middle of the blank space like that, are they? No, I think I'll have to go for the big butterfly. Oh, biggish. I haven't got very many. I haven't got any really big butterflies, I don't think. I might put one of those birds on the other pocket. Got this guy. He would look okay on there, wouldn't he? With a label, probably. Oh, maybe he'll go on there. Yeah. Not that one. Just trying to find the right book. Okay. Works for me. Oh, it's a label. Oh, maybe that way would be better. Something like that. It looks like it's actually flying. This one's kind of in the way. It's annoying me. No, it'd have to be that way. Okay. Okay, that looks finished now. Happy with that. And then that one might go on there, it's a bit small. Let's see if I've got something else that would go. Right, I've been rifling through my birds and my labels, trying to find a combination that I like. So I'm down to 2 labels and a different bird, because I can't make my mind up. And I wanted one facing the flowers. like that. So it's either this one, I rather like that for the colours. I'd have liked it to have been a bit longer. So I've got this one, which is more of a contrast colour-wise, which I quite like. This needs inking up, it's bothering me. It's too white around all the areas and I didn't do a great job on the cutting. Right, I think I'll just add this label as well because I felt this needed a bit more length across the bottom. So that will go there, I think. This little bird, no idea what he is, but I think he's going to go kind of there. Maybe that should go up here. Just feel this isn't long enough. What's wrong with me? This be better. Yeah, I like that better. It's just feels it needed something long. And this label's been sitting on my desk for goodness knows how long. I wonder if I can squeeze that in somewhere. It's too blendy. Nope. Okay, so you're going to go on here. Come on, label. That's going to go up here. Right. So that was it. I've now been recording for a ridiculous amount of time. I mean, really ridiculous. I don't think I've ever made a video this long. But it's had a lot of interruptions and I've been afraid to turn it off while I did things that you didn't need to see, in case I forget to turn it back on again. Although I was slightly cheered to see that Rachel did the same thing in her video. So let's just quickly look at what we made and move on. So in the end, I really like this one. And this one. And this one. And these two as well, which I'm very happy with. So there's a nice little set. I've really enjoyed doing them. It's just taken me way too long. So hopefully I'll be able to edit out all the unnecessary stuff. And I'll be able to get this into a cohesive whole that's under an hour. Who knows? I'll do my best. I may not quite manage it. So thank you very much for joining me. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.